Hello, welcome or welcome back to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. My name is Angela and all the places you can find me should be linked in the description box below this video. Here on the channel you'll find me chatting about my adventures in knitting, spinning, crochet and weaving, all of the fibre related things. Today's video is my October making plans video. So if you have been around here on the channel for a while, you will already know what is coming. I am someone who likes to have a lot of works in progress on the go for me to pick from, but I am also someone who has a tendency to procrastinate if I don't choose some focuses for myself. So over the last year, maybe slightly more, probably more now I think this is the second year of doing this on and off, I have started to employ at the beginning of each month a little game of chance to help me focus on some of the projects that I'm going to work on. So I've set myself up a little deck of cards which have various prompts on, and I have a multi-sided dice which I roll, and I try to pick a project based on the prompts that come up as a result of the dice rolling. Oh, apologies, doorbell interruption. Isn't that always the way when you sit down, you've got a to-do list as long as your arm and you're trying to squeeze everything in? Things pop up to interrupt you and delay you even more. But anyway, I think I was saying that we roll the dice 4 times, and this month I've changed things up a little bit because we've been doing this for quite a few months this year now, and last year my dice I think was a 20-sided dice, but I put that somewhere safe and it hasn't re-emerged yet. So this year I've been using a 12-sided dice. So I've mixed up some of my prompts to change things up a little bit. So you might see some cards come up. I don't know obviously yet what we're going to roll, but if you see some cards come up and it looks like I'm turning over the wrong number, it's because I've assigned some different prompts to some different numbers. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's still a game of chance. Ignore my waffle. It will hopefully become clear as we go along if we get those numbers. So yeah, let's just get on and roll the dice. Okay, so as it happened, we did land on some of those funny cards. So number 20 I changed to be number 4 this time, and number 19 was this time's number 11. So it doesn't really matter in the scheme of things, but hopefully my waffle at the start made a little bit more sense. So as always, we've got quite an interesting selection of prompts, and there's a couple of prompts in here which I knew straight away which projects I would pick, and then there's 2 which will need some extra thought. So let's deal with the first. So dice roll number 4 gave me the prompt of something gifted, and actually this was a card that I had already swapped out earlier in the year because I have also mislaid a few of my cards. But the idea behind this prompt is to work on a project which includes some element of something gifted, so yarn, pattern, even the project bag that something is being kept in could count. But I'm going to pick up the project that I was working on I think 2 months ago when this prompt first came up, and it is the Misselthwaite Manor socks, and these are a pair of socks that I'm working on in my handspun yarn from fibre that was a gift, and I'm also working with a pattern that was a gift, and the fibre and the pattern were both gifted by my lovely friend Louise. And so when this came up last time, I got to the point where I'm literally ready to cast off the first sock, and then I just ran out of time at the end of the month to do anything more than that. So I'm going to pick this up in the hopes that I can cast this off, cast the second one on and get started, and that will also mean that I will be able to participate in my lovely friend Caroline of the Colourful Creativity YouTube channel. Caroline is hosting a second sock make along for October. I think it's Socktober Second Socks or something like that. I shall put the hashtag details down on the screen because I know I'm butchering that and I haven't got time at the minute to look it up. So I'll put Caroline's hashtag details down on the screen, and the idea is just to pick up your socks to work through in October. So already so socks that are already works in progress, and they could have been casted on the 30th of September. So you don't have to have had them languishing on your needles for ages. So I'll be able to join in that make along as well with that sock project, which makes me really happy. And then the next prompt, which is going to be really easy to pick, is number 19, which is sweater. And again, if you followed along, and again, if you've been following along recently, it probably won't surprise you, my tripod was resting on the project bag, that I'm going to revisit my Ultra sweater from Skein Deer Knits. And I was chatting about this in my most recent knitting wrap up, and I need to do some adjustments on the sleeve, adjustments on the neckline, and then I can just knit down the body and hopefully get it finished. And I think the reason I want to go back to this is because it's fresh in my mind what I need to do to alter what needs altering. And also I think there's a good chance that if I put my mind to it, I'll be able to finish this sweater by the end of the month. And this has been a long-term work in progress, so it'd be nice to get that off the needles. And this is living in a beautiful project bag that was a lovely gift from one of our community members, Christine. Those are the first two projects, and they were pretty quick to choose. The next both have some random elements involved. So I've got another Let YouTube Decide, which we had last month, and I also have random number generator. So what I'm going to do is pick the random number generator project first. So basically I will be checking on my Ravelry queue to see how many works in progress I've got listed, and then I'll get a random number generator to pick a number for me, and I'll just pick that project up. Obviously it might take a couple of tries, because if the random number generator picks either the Misselthwaite Manor or the Ultra sweater that I've already picked, then I'll want to generate the number again, but we shall do that. And then after we've done that, I shall pick two projects, and I'll be asking you to vote on the projects in the comments below. Okay, so I've got 21 projects listed on Ravelry as works in progress at the moment. So I've got 1 to 21 into a number generator, and I am using number 1 to represent my oldest project and 21 the most recent. And so we'll just get it to generate. It's going to be really hard for me to hold this up so you can see what's going on in focus, but let's go for it. And the generator has picked number 8. Focus in, yeah, so let me pop you on pause while I check what project that is going to be. So the 8th project listed in my Ravelry works in progress is actually my Love Note sweater, which is still at this point a spin in progress, and a spin in progress that needs quite a lot of work doing to it. So yeah, it was one of my 12 cast-ons projects from last year, and I've just actually switched over to trying to make the spin for the Love Note my focus for 15 minutes of spinning a day, so it's perfect that this has cropped up. When I first looked, I was like, oh, should I choose another knitting project rather than a project which at the moment is essentially a spin? And then I thought, no, let's go with the fun of the game, and I'm going to just go with it and keep spinning for my Love Note and see how far I can get throughout October. It would be really nice if I could finish the spin portion, but I'm really still only at the beginning of the spin, so we shall see. And I'm going to have a little bit less time going forward for crafting, because I'm not sure if I've mentioned it yet on the channel, because I've got several videos in progress. I might have mentioned it on a video that you've already seen or will see, but I've started a new part-time job, so as well as working on Yarn and Yarns things for half the week, so the website and everything isn't going anywhere. I'm not shutting down Yarn and Yarns, but I do need to, because of the financial climate, try and make things economically viable for us, our little family unit here at the moment. So I've taken a job for, it's a fixed term contract for the next 3 months, but I'll be working out of the house for 3 days a week. So with the extra travel time to and from my new job, I'll have a little bit less crafting times in the evenings. So yeah, we'll see. I'm not going to put too much on myself, but we'll see what we can get done in October. And if I can get a good chunk of the way through my basket of fibre, I'll be really happy with that. Okay, so the final prompt that is left is to let YouTube decide. And if you watched last month's video, you should be familiar with the premise of this. I am picking 2 projects from my works in progress pile and asking you all to comment in the comments below, asking which of these you would like to see me work on. And at some point in the month, I'll leave it a week or two, to count up all of the comments and votes, because I know not everyone has an opportunity to watch the videos as soon as they go up on YouTube. At the halfway through the month stage, so in 2 weeks from now, I will check in on the comments and see which project to work on for the last 2 weeks of the month. Now, I was really tempted to, if you watched last month's video, you all kindly chose, so this is a little bit of a spoiler for my making wrap up or my making roundup, you kindly chose the Varia mitts, a beautiful pair of colourwork mitts for me to work on. And I haven't finished those, but I have made some good progress, and I was really tempted just to put those in the mix because part of me wants to really carry on and work on those, but I'm thinking I might just carry on and work on those in the background anyway. I have been enjoying the process of adding a row or two to that project every day, so I might just carry that on in the background. We'll add a sneaky sort of 5th project to work on through October, so yeah, I think I'm going to do that one regardless. So I've got 2 different projects for you to vote on this month, and I've got 2 projects left in my 12 cast-ons that I have not picked up and knit a stitch on since I cast them on back in December or January. And again, just quickly, if you're new to the channel, at the end of 1 year into the beginning of next year, so in December and January, I spend 12 days casting on 12 new projects to hopefully set me up for my making for the rest of the year or coming years, because some of these projects take a long time. At least they do for me, because I'm easily distracted. So I'm going to ask you to vote for either, and this is a recurring project from last month. So the project that didn't get picked was the Drift Lines Cowl, which is a pattern by, and I'm blanking, can't remember, I'll pop it on the screen. So I will also try to remember to put a picture of the cowl. It's quite a big cosy cowl, and I'm knitting this from some mystery rowan yarn that was a kind gift from Mairead. So should I pick up the Drift Lines cowl to work on? And the other project that I have not picked up since I cast on back in December is a sweater project, and it is the Waterlands sweater. I'll show you a picture of the sweater in a minute, but this was the progress that I made on day 1 of my 12 cast-ons. So it's a sort of charcoal grey. These are all tweedy yarns. It's Louisa Harding Esquel, maybe? I've got a label in here. Yeah, Louisa Harding's Esquel, which I think is a long discontinued by now yarn, that I'm using for that. And the finished sweater should look something like that. So there you go, those are the 2 projects which I'm going to ask you to vote on this month. Drift Lines cowl, Waterlands sweater. Let me know in the comments below and we'll see what progress we can make. So yeah, that's everything for this video. Please do let me know in the comments below. Are you playing along with the dice game? Have you picked projects based on the prompts that I have come up with, which I know some of you do? And of course, if you're not playing along, also please do let me know what you're working on or what you plan to work on in October, because yeah, I love to know. I love to be inspired by all of your wonderful makes. I will of course be back again soon with some more making content here on the channel, so I hope you will join me for the next video. But until we do get to spend time together again, I hope you get to do some other things that you enjoy. Great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now. Bye.